It is time for the Stanley Cup playoffs 2025 here on Vegas Hockey Hub, and we are happy to do a 5-minute preview show and a 5-minute recap show for every single Vegas Golden Knights playoff game here on Vegas Hockey Hub and on PR Connections Radio, who we appreciate having us on their network. Now, for your host, Ian Raquelli, this is going to be an interesting game one. We're really going to try to see if the Vegas Golden Knights can set the tone early on in this game. Now, that first line, Ivan Barbashev, Jack Eichel, Mark Stone, your captain of the Vegas Golden Knights. It's going to be good to see what he can do in this game. And for Jack Eichel, the superstar, the guy who has led the team in points this year and really the MVP of the Vegas Golden Knights this year. Really good to see how he does in this postseason for Vegas. The breakout star, Pavel Dorofeyev, he is going to try to continue the hot streak he had this year. Tomas Hertl, one of the best players you could have on the power play. And then it's going to be interesting to see, Brandon Saad, him being back in the playoffs once again. He's had playoff runs in Chicago. He's had playoff runs in St. Louis. But first time he'll be doing it here with the Vegas Golden Knights organization. And they're going to have some good veterans on the roster. William Karlsson, Riley Smith, Braden McNabb, Shea Theodore, the misfits that have been here, since the very beginning. Riley Smith obviously coming back from the trade deadline. Will not be shocked if William Karlsson and Riley Smith do make an impact at some point in this series. Now, what's going to be the main takeaway from game one and what's going to be the prediction for game one for your Vegas Golden Knights is goaltending, goaltending, goaltending. It is going to be so important and so valuable to the Vegas Golden Knights to see how Adin Hill performs in game one. He has had a lot of streaky times with the Vegas Golden Knights. There has been a stretch of runs where he has been dominant and one of the best goalies in the NHL. And then there's been a few stretch of times where it looks like he couldn't save the puck at all. So, we're going to have to be very interesting to see what version of Adin Hill we're going to see in game one. Now, on the Minnesota side, you have Kaprizov coming back, Olsen Ek, he's coming back. Of course, you got some good presence on the forward and Matt Boldy, for example. He is going to be part of the forwards there. Defensively, there is some good veteran defensemen and a kind of influx of young guys the Minnesota Wild have defensively. Goaltending-wise, Gustafsson, Fleury, it's most likely going to be Gustafsson, but I know a lot of Vegas Golden Knights fans all around the world would really like to see a Marc-Andre Fleury appearance since this is the final season of his career. He is hanging it up after this year. And, for game one, just setting the tone at the beginning of this game is so important. It's going to be really a marquee of what the Vegas Golden Knights are going to do in this series. Now, for anybody who has seen our predictions, we have the Vegas Golden Knights beating the Minnesota Wild in 5 games. A gentleman's sweep, if you will. But it'll be curious to see how this series does go. Will Vegas capitalize on their strengths? Will Vegas try to take advantage of Minnesota's weaknesses? It's going to be a real good series. And when it comes to the lines itself, there's going to be some questions on who's going to be in the lineup, who's not going to be in the lineup. Of course, Victor Olofsson, Cole Schwindt. There's going to be, for example, some guys could be in the lineup but may not be. Defensively, Hutton, Korczak, they're going to kind of be on standby for majority of the year. Are they going to have a chance to play this year? We'll see about that. And like I said, the game one, the key to the game is Adin Hill and the goaltending for your Vegas Golden Knights. Now, we have our Vegas Golden Knights shirt, which we got from the softball game that they do with the Raiders every year. Your host, Ian Raquelli, has his lucky Vegas Golden Knights socks that he tries to wear to any Vegas Golden Knights game that he attends or does media for. So this is the preview show. It's about a 5-minute for Vegas Hockey Hub shorts. And then around 10:30, we will do the 5-minute recap here on Vegas Hockey Hub. And this was a fun episode. Just wanted to quickly do this preview, talk about game one, do some notables that are happening, and the goaltending Aiden Hill and Philip Gustafson on the other side. So this will be a fun game one at T-Mobile Arena at the Fortress. And until the recap show, I want to say to everyone watching all around the world, go Knights, go, and let's have a good game.
PR Connections Radio thanks you for watching this podcast. Check out more episodes of this show and our others at prconnectionsradio.com.